Just advising, we do have a child on the line.
This was the moment everything at the scene in Uvalde should have changed.
Welcome to another episode of Earning the Hate. Hey, young people. More Uvalde failure. Government, 400 cops, didn't do nothing, let kids get killed. People are still running around saying, give up your guns. Government will protect you. This is how government protects you and your kids.
Just advising, we do have a child on the line.
This was the moment everything at the scene in Uvalde should have changed. At 12:10 p.m. on May 24th, fourth grader Khloie Torres, who survived the shooting, was inside room 112 at Robb Elementary and spoke to 911.
That little girl has more balls than 400 cops outside.
Police just a few feet away in the hallway were just minutes later made aware the worst-case scenario was unfolding. Khloie, along with her class...
You got cops out there defending these guys. Oh, they needed more equipment. They needed this. They didn't have that. Kids in there on the phone saying, come in. He's got a gun. Come help. You guys have guns. And they waited 77 minutes, I think they waited total.
Classmates and teachers, some dead or dying, were alone, trapped with an active shooter. It's the phone call that should have made the difference.
Brave heroes, blue line. We needed to support them. Tomorrow they'll be out there writing a ticket for not giving a turn signal saying they're protecting you.
Instead, it would be another 40 minutes until police finally enter the room and kill the gunman. CNN has obtained the call, never made public until now, a warning to our viewer, Khloie's parents. And because it is crucial to understanding the full scope of...
Hello.
I'm calling with the police. Are you okay?
No, there's a school shooting.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I have multiple units there. Are you with officers or are you barricaded somewhere?
I'm in the classroom. What's the classroom number? 102.
This little girl's sitting around her dead friends and dead teachers and shot teachers. She's got more composure than the freaking panicking cops outside. It's just disgusting.
112.
112?
112. 112, yes, ma'am.
What's your name, ma'am?
Khloie Torres, please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies.
Line, okay? You said you're in classroom 112?
Yes, ma'am. Please.
She's still saying yes, ma'am. What a little sweetheart.
Help.
You can hear injured people in the room crying out in pain. The dispatcher asks Khloie to tell her classmates to stay quiet. She does her best.
This is where dispatchers get people killed, giving advice when they're not there. This kid tells other kids to be quiet, and the shooter heard her and what could have killed her. This is why you don't stay on the phone with 911. You tell your kids not to rely on government or talk to government.
You were telling me they need to be quiet.
I'm here on Torres, but because of their mouth, nobody was listening to me. I know how to handle these situations.
What a brave little girl. She goes, I know how to handle this because my dad taught me.
My dad taught me when I was a little girl.
When I was a little girl. Look at this girl. When she was a little girl. Just so freaking sad.
Send help from my teachers. I feel alive, but they're shot.
Less than 2 minutes into the call at 12:12 p.m., the Uvalde dispatcher sends an urgent message to police on the scene.
Remember we heard radios didn't work, they didn't have the information. Tatum, Officer Tatum, is still backing these guys up saying they're heroes and they did a great job. They needed more equipment, they needed more people, it was a all these excuses for the blue line cowards.
320, go ahead with that child's information relayed.
Sure, the child is advising he is in the room full of victims at this moment.
Meanwhile, they show the picture on the left here of the brave cops outside helping kids who were saving themselves, trying to climb out a window, and all the cops did is get them once they got out of the building because the cowards couldn't go in and take out the shooter. The propaganda on this incident is just... When this thing first happened, after they killed the guy, all we heard is we responded and we killed the guy and we saved a bunch of kids. That's all we heard.
Uvalde, can you confirm to see if that shooter is still standing? Or is he shot himself?
Oh, because if he shot himself, we'll go in, because then we'll be safe with our officer's safety. If he's still standing, we're going to wait another 40 minutes. Cowards.
If active shooter protocol had been followed, this dispatch should have triggered police to spring into action and breach the classroom.
Police spring into action? What, is there a sale at the donut shop? That's the only time you're going to get these cops springing into action.
Instead, 38 minutes were allowed to go by.
Look at these guys walking around with clipboards, all these guns, all this equipment. 400 cops.
More officers arrive on scene with more equipment until something is done. Nearly 400 officers responded in Uvalde. Khloie wanted to know where they were.
How far are y'all away?
They're inside of the building, okay? You just stay quiet, okay?
When I first started covering this, if you watch the playlist, there was rumors of a kid that was in there saying, why aren't the cops coming in? And everybody was kind of discounting. That's not true. Cell phones weren't working. Radios weren't working. The school was some sort of freaking Faraday cage to where everybody was in the dark, and the cops did a great job with the equipment, and they just need more money for better equipment and more officers and better radios, and it was all a money grab when it turned out to be nothing but coward cops.
They're inside the building. You just need to stay quiet.
On the other side of the door, the law enforcement response was disorganized and chaotic.
This guy don't look chaotic. He's reading his medical results, checking his freaking low testosterone levels.
Official reports detailed a catastrophic mistake that was made. Police on scene thought the shooter was a...
Look at this. It looks like a freaking PTA meet, and the cops are just wandering around. There's kids in there bleeding and dying. There's teachers calling 911. One of the teachers' cops tried to go in. Suppose they stopped him. I still haven't seen that video.
The barricaded subject and not an active shooter. Khloie's call makes it clear.
Wow, they got cool camo uniforms, man. They're like the military, man. Those guys are
was
tough.
A barricaded subject and not an active shooter.
Wow,
Khloie,
look at that, man. It's like they're in Afghanistan, and man, all the equipment and the cool stuff and lights and guns and sirens, and man, those guys are good. 77 minutes later after the kids are killed.
Khloie's call makes it clear an active shooter situation is unfolding. Body camera footage from local and state police departments obtained by CNN shows the officer.
They don't even know what line to get in, how to line up. I mean, there's no stack. It's just crazy.
Officers on scene.
Yeah, I'll step in. Yeah, I'll come in too. I'll go. I'll just follow the crowd. Yeah.
Inside the room, hurt and in desperate.
Wow, those guys look really like they're like trained military. And they're like the Navy SEALs of the police force. Look at these guys. They like dress the part, huh?
Need of medical attention.
Be wearing freaking Bozo the Clown outfits as effective as they are.
We don't know if he has anybody in the room with you, dude. I think he does. He does. And 9 children.
These are. Said victims from 12.
No, we hadn't heard that. No, we're in the 4s, right? This is building 4s.
Anybody hurt?
No, not here. No, sir.
Nobody's hurt. There's all kind of people bleeding out. 911 calls.
Here?
Yeah. EMS in there already? No, sir. We have a shooter in there.
Yeah.
He's in here.
He's in here. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand right here. Be ready. The last contact. Hey, hold on. Last contact we had was one of our school PD officers. His wife was a teacher. She called him saying she's dying. They just had a kid in room 12. Yeah, they had a kid in room 12. Multiple victims from 12.
So this guy knows that it's bullshit. This guy wanted to go in, and although people are going to say at least he knew, I still say he should have said, "You guys need to get the hell out of the way. I'm going in. Move. I've got a gun. I'm going in. You guys want to follow? You want to stay outside? I don't care. Write me up later. There's freaking kids dying. There's freaking idiots in there. I'm going through the freaking door. Follow me or get the hell out of my way."
Shimon Prokupez, CNN, Uvalde, Texas.
Out freaking rageous. Complete failure. People are still running around. If we only had more police. 400 cops! If we only had more police, it would have worked out, Rick. If we just gave up our guns, then nothing bad will ever happen. Only government will have guns and they'll protect us. Well, that's because you're an idiot. Earning the hate. I'll put this on my Uvalde playlist. Lynette there.